Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rulla Alani and today we are going to cover 5 tips to have a healthy relationship. So in today's day and age, it seems like there's a lot of relationships out there that are far from ideal. And I think that if people really started incorporating these 5 things into their partnerships, they would be happier, they would be healthier, and they would be putting a lot less pressure and stress on one another. So let's just get right into it. Tip number 1 is to know thyself. If we don't even really know ourselves and our pet peeves and our desires and our dreams and our values, how can we even correctly pick someone who aligns with us, who truly at a soul level understands us? I think we all need to do some self-discovery and some self-development before we are able to actively engage in a healthy partnership. Until you truly know yourself, you will always be lacking as a partner. Now, this includes understanding your body, your sexuality, and coming to terms with who you are and how you look. Because the more confident we are in our skin, the more sexy we are to our partner, and the more comfortable we are to express ourselves in our most vulnerable state. Now remember, knowing ourselves does not just happen once in our life. It's a continuous thing that we need to work on, right? Because we're always changing and adjusting, and things happen in our life that are going to affect us. So it's really vital that every step of the way you and your partner are really taking the time to understand and know yourselves so you can really fully commit to your partner as an individual, knowing the nitty, the gritty, the weaknesses, and the strengths, and also understanding how to address those things so you're not putting that added stress on your partner. Knowing ourselves also includes knowing our boundaries, knowing our standards, knowing what is a hard no, what is a hard limit, right? All of these things need to be addressed before you enter a partnership, because that's how you keep yourself safe. Unfortunately, let's say things turn ugly in your partnership or in your marriage. Maybe there are red flags. Maybe there are signs of abuse, of some negative or toxic behavior. If you have not already established your boundaries and standards, then you're going to get in a situation where you're not putting your needs first, and you're not going to be able to put your foot down, right? Because you haven't really addressed what your standards and your boundaries are and what you are willing to tolerate. So make sure that all of this is put into place before you get into a relationship. This leads us to our next point, which is communicate honestly and effectively. It is vital that you communicate your needs and whatever it is that you're feeling. If someone does something that ticks you off, or that you are not okay with, or that you're not comfortable with, you better speak up the first time that it happens. We can't assume that people are psychic readers and that people can read our minds. We really need to voice our opinion and use our words effectively, especially during those tough times, especially when things get hard, because this is actually how you are going to grow closer together. I know that in the past, when I was younger, I would play the passive card and I would just get really quiet and I would just shut down. And this really prevented me from progressing in my relationships, because instead of opening my mouth, opening my heart, and actually voicing my opinion and my feelings and what was going on, I shut down. And obviously, my partner at the time would not then be able to fix the situation, wouldn't really be able to know what was going on. So at least give your partner the opportunity to fix their behavior. We don't really know all of the things that have happened with our partner. Maybe they've endured some sort of trauma when they were younger. Maybe they have triggers. Guess what? We all have triggers. Maybe they have some buried pain, and maybe something that was said or something that was done is unleashing some emotions that were buried beneath. So this is a time when you want to tell your partner exactly how you're feeling. Also, when it comes to things that you like, just say it. Like, I know a lot of girls, let's say their birthday's coming up and there's this one thing that they have on their wish list, and their partner asks them, what do you want for your birthday, honey? And she will just be so shy to say what she wants, and then he gets her something else, and then she's unhappy. Like, so many things could be solved by just simply voicing what your needs are, voicing what your desires are. 9 times out of 10, your partner is willing to deliver. So just be upfront, whether it's what you want to have for dinner, whether it's, what you should do for the weekend, whether it's any of those things. It might seem small, but when we don't communicate effectively, we end up bottling things up, and then it ends up all being unleashed in the worst way possible. So the best thing to do is just nip it in the butt when it happens. So have those uncomfortable conversations. If there is something you need to tell your partner that you've never told them before, and you need to be very honest and vulnerable, then just say it. The worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work out, right? But at least you were your authentic self, and at least you voiced whatever needed to be talked about, because life is never going to be fully lived if we're always just in this shell of who we want to be, and we're never really being our true self and voicing our true words. So I think it is so vital that you share things openly, and that you speak your heart, you speak your mind. We need to be open and honest, especially when we're hurt. You can't rely on your partner to figure it out. You can't just play this game where you act different and you want them to notice that you're upset. Like, stop with the mind games. Stop with all this nonsense, and just be straight up. I didn't appreciate when you did that. I'm upset that X, Y, and Z happened. Be very upfront, because that's actually going to help prevent those things from happening again. If your partner doesn't know what's wrong, they will never be able to fix it. Don't let emotions fester. Obviously, if your partner is not willing to hear you out and to change, let's say, something that they said or something that they did because it hurt you, then they are not the right ones for you. Let me let you guys in on a secret. Everyone is going to hurt you eventually. I said it. Whether it's your partner, your best friend, your mother, someone is going to eventually hurt you, whether it's unintentional or intentional. And unfortunately, that's just how life works. We're human and we make mistakes. But what's important is that during those moments, we speak up and we stand up for ourselves, because the right partner is going to be there for you, to console you, to comfort you, to apologize. And that goes a really, really long way. So when you're hurt or you are feeling emotional, let your partner know and see how they react. That can sort of be a test, right? If you are upfront in telling them this is not okay and this is how I feel and this can't happen again, and they aren't willing to meet you halfway and they're not willing to sacrifice, then that is not the right person for you. Be honest when you're hurt so you guys can actually grow as a team. Number 3, spend quality time together. And when I say spend quality time together, that doesn't mean sit next to each other and watch TV. That doesn't mean, go to the movies. That doesn't mean go and have a double date. I mean you and your partner doing something together, a shared activity, right? Whether that's cooking, whether that is, going for a bike ride and talking to each other, whether that's just sitting next to each other and having one of those deep-hearted conversations where you guys are giving each other eye contact and really hearing each other out. You guys really need these moments for each other and for yourself. When we are just sitting in the same room eating dinner, we're not really growing as a team. It's in those moments when we're able to talk about our fears and talk about our futures and talk about our dreams that we truly grow and build a life together. In this day and age when everything has become online and digital, I think that quality time is even more important. Now, I'm not saying that long distance relationships cannot work, but there needs to be a huge commitment from either partner to really carve out the time for FaceTime calls and for those actual conversations and seeing the person. And I think definitely being together, like physical touch, is so important because I mean, nowadays it's so simple to send a message. It's so simple to get on Instagram and like a photo, but to actually make a plan to see someone in person and do a shared activity together, now that's actually growing you guys as a pair. So I think we really need to start valuing quality time together when we are having heart-to-heart conversations, when we're having the eye contact, when nobody else is there. It's not a huge birthday party, you're not at your parents' house, you're not with a group of friends, it's just you and your partner. Prioritize each other and spend that one-on-one time together, because that is truly how you build a long-lasting bond. Number 4, spend time apart. I know, you're thinking, what the heck? I just told you to spend quality time together. Well, it is equally important to spend time apart. You should still have your own friendships. You should still have your own hobbies, your own activities, your own interests. It is so important to maintain your identity when you're in a partnership, because nowadays a lot of people find themselves in toxic relationships where they just become a walking reflection of their partner, and whoever they were before they met that person is just a long lost vision. It is important to have integrity and to stay committed to your passions, to your work, to your job, to your family, to your friends. Don't be that person who gets in a relationship and then ditches all their friends. That is not attractive. That is not conducive, neither to your relationship, nor to your friendships, nor to your mental health. We all deserve a balance in life, and that involves spending quality time with our partner, but it also means spending time with our family, just us and our family. We don't need to bring our partner to every single gathering. It also means having girls' nights, having guys' nights, and just having our own individual hobbies. I think that that is true peace and that is true happiness, because you don't always need to be doing the same thing in order to know that you love each other. Actually, you can show someone love by encouraging them to follow their passions and their pursuits, and giving them that motivation and that inspiration, even though maybe it's not something that you're personally involved with. We don't need to be the same person as our partner, and I think that when we spend time apart, this really helps us establish our identity outside of the partnership. Now remember, when we get into a relationship, you and I becomes we. That is true, right? In a union, we do kind of mold into a union, and that is perfectly fine. But a true healthy union has that wonderful balance between spending time together, spending time apart, pursuing our passions, our hobbies, and having separate things that make us happy. This is going to help us keep that steady bond for years and years to come, because we don't rely on our partner to be our family, our friend, our advisor, our mentor. Our partner also needs a break, so it's good to have other people in your life that you can rely on for different sorts of friendships and different sorts of relationships. Your partner should fulfill a huge role in your life, but there should be other people that you can rely on as well for support and for guidance, and also for love and friendship. This creates a perfect polarity in the relationship, and it's going to keep you guys happier long term. This helps you miss your partner, and it also just helps you from losing yourself in the relationship. So this brings us to the last tip, number 5, and that is to never stop dating. So I don't know about you, but I believe that the honeymoon stage can last forever. Yes, I believe that. I might be a rare unicorn when I say that, but let me tell you, Partnerships can remain loving and exciting and adventurous and healthy as long as you put the effort in and as long as you continue dating each other. Whatever you used to do in those first few weeks or months of meeting, continue doing those things. It is so important that we continue nurturing that bond, because just like anything, we need to maintain that same energy that we put in the beginning. I know that I was reading a book that was talking about Amazon and why Amazon is such a successful business. And one of the things that Jeff Bezos does that's different from a lot of other companies is he maintains that day one mentality. What does that mean? It means he's always looking at his business as if it's a startup. He does not get comfortable. He's always looking to innovate and to grow his business. And not only that, but he doesn't just neglect it and say, well, hey, I've achieved this amount of success, so it's kind of good to go now. No, he continues to nurture his business and treat his employees well and do things that he knows that's going to help his business grow, right? Putting the customer first and, keeping costs to a minimum. So obviously that is an analogy. My partnership is not like an Amazon business, but the point is you always want to treat it like it's day one, because that means that you are going to keep things exciting, you're going to keep things loving, and you are not going to take this person for granted, because a lot of us might, over the years start valuing other things. Maybe now we value our friendships more than our partnership. Maybe now we're putting more time into our job versus our partner. And that's wrong, because you always want to give your partner the same energy, the same love, the same affection you were giving them from the beginning, because that's going to ensure that you guys will have a long-lasting, healthy, and happy partnership. Keep the flame going, praise your partner, honor your partner, appreciate your partner, especially when it's unexpected. Like, we all know there's National Boyfriend-Girlfriend Day. We know there's Valentine's Day. We know there's Christmas, but it is so special. Like when my partner plans a date for us unexpectedly for no reason, or, surprises me with a small gift, whether it be roses or anything, even if it's just a really cute picture of us that, was from a few months or a few years ago that I forgot about, with a nice love message, that can go such a long way. So that wraps up today's video. I hope that it was helpful. Make sure to give me a thumbs up. Comment down below what tips you guys have to maintaining a long-lasting, healthy partnership. And I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.